Backpack pain is almost always a result of carrying the wrong size frame or packing gear that fights your natural center of gravity. To prevent this, the architecture of a hiking backpack is designed to bypass the shoulders entirely. When fitted correctly, the system transfers 70 to 80% of the total weight directly to the pelvic bone, which is much better equipped to carry heavy loads than the spine. This weight transfer requires the internal frame of the pack to align precisely with the geometry of your skeleton. Achieving this requires a specific sequence: measuring the spine, matching the pack volume to the trip, loading by zone, and fine-tuning the harness. Each step is a requirement for trail comfort. Skipping the measurements or ignoring the packing zones leads directly to joint fatigue. Mastering these basic body mechanics allows a 35-pound burden to move as a natural, stable extension of your own body. Beginner hikers often select a backpack size based on their overall height, which is a metric that has no bearing on how a pack actually carries. Torso length is the single measurement that determines whether the pack's suspension system will function. To find your length, tilt your head forward to locate the C7 vertebra, the prominent bony bump at the base of your neck. From there, follow your spine down to the iliac crest, the top edge of your hip bones where your hands naturally rest. The vertical distance between these two landmarks is your torso size. These two hikers are the same height, but their proportions are different. The hiker with the longer spine requires a larger frame size to ensure the hip belt sits correctly. If you get this measurement wrong, the mechanical load transfer system fails. The weight will hang from your shoulders rather than resting on your hips. Your precise torso length is the foundational metric for every other gear decision you will make. Once you have your frame size, match the pack's volume to the duration of your trip. Large, empty packs invite you to carry unnecessary weight. Use these baselines: 30 to 50 liters for weekend trips and 50 to 65 liters for multi-day expeditions. Choosing a pack that is too small is equally problematic, as it forces you to strap heavy gear to the exterior, which pulls your center of gravity away from your back. True comfort is achieved by manipulating your center of gravity through a 3-zone packing system. The bottom zone holds light, bulky gear like sleeping bags. The core zone, against your back, holds heaviest items: water, food, and stove. Placing heavy items on the outside edge shifts your center of gravity backward, creating a lever effect that strains your lower back. You must also pack mid-weight items tightly around this cord to prevent the load from shifting laterally as you walk. The top zone holds lightweight, quick-access essentials like your rain jacket, snacks, and first aid kit. Maintain a streamlined profile by keeping the exterior clear of hanging gear, which prevents snagging and eliminates the pendulum effect. A properly zoned pack aligns your center of mass with your spine, significantly reducing the energy required to stay balanced. Gendered backpack designations represent structural and geometric differences designed to match different pelvic and shoulder shapes. Women's specific packs are engineered for a shorter average torso range and a narrower shoulder span. These straps use an S-curve design that angles inward to match a narrower frame, then curves outward to clear the chest. The hip belts feature a more pronounced upward flare to securely cup the wider iliac crest spread of a female pelvis. These are anatomical tools, not social categories. A man with a short torso and narrow shoulders may find a superior fit in women-specific models. Similarly, women with longer torsos and broader shoulders often find that men's designated frames provide the necessary length for proper load transfer. Choose the pack that matches your specific skeletal geometry, regardless of how the manufacturer labeled it. Correct geometry is the only way to ensure the hip belt locks onto your skeleton and moves the weight to your legs. When the harness is misaligned, the mechanical load transfer fails, and your body compensates through strain. Intense shoulder pain often means the hip belt is sitting too high, cinched around soft waist tissue instead of the pelvic bone. Lowering the belt so its padding sits directly on the iliac crest shifts the load back to your hips, cooling shoulder pressure. If the hip belt is too loose, gravity will simply pull the pack down, forcing your shoulders to bear 100% of the weight. You can also diagnose sizing errors by looking at the load lifters, the straps connecting the top of the harness to the frame. If the pack is too short for your torso, these straps will pull completely flat or lift the harness off your shoulders. If the pack is too long, the frame will hover too high and pull backward, creating a constant strain on your neck and upper back. Most common shoulder and hip pains are not failures of stamina, but mechanical alignment issues that can be diagnosed and corrected on the trail. Because backpack fit is about weight distribution, trying on an empty pack in a store provides no useful data regarding its comfort. You must load the pack with 20 to 30 pounds to simulate the physics of a real hike before evaluating how the harness feels. Always follow the correct tightening sequence. Start with the hip belt, ensuring it is snug and centered on your iliac crests. Tighten the shoulder straps second. Pull just enough to remove slack. They are stabilizers, not weight bearers. Adjust the load lifters third, pulling to a 45-degree angle, bringing the frame forward and flush. Walk with the weight for at least 15 minutes, using stairs or inclines to check for pressure points or shifting loads. When you align the pack's physics with your skeleton, the load becomes a stable part of your gait, allowing you to focus entirely on the hike itself.